Hello everyone. I am here to talk about the extra credit courses which are mandatory to be completed by each and every one of you who have taken admission to a PG course in either of the department in the campus, no matter which faculty he or she belongs to. Now, as a part of this particular extra credit courses for batch 2020 and batch 2021, it was decided by university authorities that these courses would be conducted online, and every student is supposed to do these courses through the platform, Moodle platform available online. Few departments conducted these courses already. So the students who already completed, say for example, HRE or maybe module 1, module 2. So they can deregister themselves by choosing the appropriate option available on Moodle, or other, even if it is available there, don't worry about, because you already completed that course. Fine. Now those who haven't completed this course have to definitely do these courses within before your final day of examination is finishing. Okay, so as to the CCP platform, your marks can be integrated together on the exam platform. Fine. So let me share the screen and let me tell you the brief idea about these all courses. So each one of you is registered with these courses now through IT cell. Okay, the courses are Introduction to Indian Constitution, then Human Rights, Cyber Security, Web Designing, Programmable Logic Controller, Personal Financial Planning, and Business Communication Skills. Now, among these, Introduction to Indian Constitution and Human Rights are the two courses handled by Law Department. These are mandatory for you to complete. These are 2 credits each. When cyber security is 4 credit course, so these would be the 3 that you have to anyway do or complete. Correct. So apart from these 3, there are 4 other courses and maybe few more would be added later. But right now we have these 4 courses which are for the under the title of skill development. So for each of these courses, rather, for example, if I talk about human rights, it is for 2 credits. In Introduction to Indian Constitution is for 2 credits. Cyber security is for 4 credits. And for skill development, you were supposed to do a 4 credit course. So it could be a single course. Like for example, if you are opting business communication skills, you can complete this course for 4 credits, or otherwise you can have or you can opt 2 different courses. Say for example, if I am a student from computer science, okay, I may choose web designing and personal financial planning as 2 courses for 2 credits each. So somehow among these 4, I have to manage my 4 credits. So like some of you may ask, okay, what happens if I take all? That's not the issue right now. So as a mandatory point of view, you are supposed to take only 4 credits. Fine. So what can be done with respect to additional credits, your department will update later about the same. But right now, as a part of completion perspective, you have to do a 4 credit course or courses which will comprise to 4 credits among these 4 courses. Okay, so like as I said, electronic student may go with programmable logic controller and web designing or any combination, or otherwise one can opt only business communication skills, which is of 4 credits. Now for few courses you may see that contents are not uploaded yet, so those contents will be definitely uploaded by the respective coordinators. But right now these 2 courses you can definitely opt. You can start opting this cyber security course too. Now these courses are made online available for you people, so that it would not be necessary for you to complete that in a particular semester. But you have to make sure that you will complete all these 12 credits. Okay, 12 credits from like cyber security 4 credits, introduction to Indian Constitution 2 credits, human rights 2 credits. So this actually comprised to 8. And among the skill development courses, choose the courses which will result to 4 credits. So that's how the 12 credits are to be done. Fine. Now, when I choose, say for example, now there is some good thing that is implemented in this case. There is not going to be any external examination. These courses would be evaluated continuously through the continuous assessment process. Now, one credit results to say 25 marks. So if a course is of 2 credits, then ultimately you have to complete activities which will be pertaining to 50 marks. Same case, for example, if a course is for 4 credits, then it will have 100 marks, like activities would be of 100 marks. So for example, if I choose, say for a while, this cyber security course, if I start opting this is say for module 1. So like some information about the course is definitely added there. You can go through it. Now you have to read this reading material. Now after reading that, when you mark it as an complete, say for example, if I see, you will be seeing an option like a tick check box there. Okay, you have to mark it when you are done with that reading. Now, when you are done, when you mark this complete, then and then only this would be available to you. This quiz would not be available unless you mark this activity to be complete. Fine. Same thing, like until you complete this quiz, okay, you may not be permitted to go to chapter 2 and so on. So this kind of dependency definitely is going to be there across the courses. Fine. Now, as per your timings, you can start opting the course. You can start reading the material. Whenever you find time, you can complete the activities. Now, when you complete all activities, okay, say for example, for this, for say, let me take another course. Say for example, if I take human rights course, so suppose I completed this first, okay, whole thing, like I have gone through this, and if I read all these documents and later if I mark all of them, then this assessment would be available for me. Now this assessment will comprise to say, like it's the information is already there. For example, it is for 20 marks. So you have to complete all these activities. So the 20 marks evaluation would be done automatically. Similarly, for next case, for this human rights of vulnerable disadvantaged groups, there would be 15 marks and subsequently 15 marks. So if you see, as this course is of 2 credits, so total number of marks for 2 credits would be 50. So if you see 20, then 15, then 15. So this will result to 50 marks. So automatically. So when you are done with this course, okay, the coordinator will communicate to the respective authorities rather, or to the IT cell that this student has completed. Now your marks would be added by them on the portal, from where your marks are entered. Now when your marks entry is found in the database, the IT cell or CCP platform will generate automatically a challan for you, so that you can pay the examination fee with respect to the course that you have opted for. Okay, and that is available definitely, like that information definitely is available with your department too. So you can take information about that, what is going to be the fees. So that challan would be made available to you on your CCP login with respect to the courses that you would be completing. So suppose I started today, I completed this human rights, say in a week or so. So when I'm done, so what will happen later? Like after I have completed these things. So nextly, what I'm supposed to do is, after I paid the fees, automatically my marks would be communicated to the CCP platform, and then information would be given back to me, like while the next examination form is filled, automatically in the result of that examination, your marks would be reflected. And that's how the process would be. Fine. So if you still have any questions, you can definitely write to my mail ID. My mail ID is itmanager@unipune.ac.in. But try to see that you will try to have first of all have a dialogue with your department, then directly contact me. It would be better if you talk with them and then they can talk with me, because it may not be feasible for me to address each and every query. Right? So thank you very much.